So as we proceed through this conversation, me asking questions, you giving the answers, I'm learning a lot, I'm becoming educated. And, we're just skimming the surface, obviously, on your knowledge and all the doctors and scientists that you've worked with to develop your products. Look, I like most people in this country who think they are in search of their health and solving problems and going to GNC and Vitamin World and seeing all these products on shelves. And, most people don't realize, even over all the years that I've done stuff in professional athletics and coaching and everything, I don't go shopping at GNC or Vitamin World because I know the stuff is not high level there. Okay?
Right.
And then you get into the multi-level companies. Some of them are pharmaceutical grade, some of them are this, some of them are that. But you've taken it even to a higher level than any pharmaceutical grade company and things, in my mind. And so maybe you can educate people that are watching this video, what makes your products so much different and come out at such a high level.
Yeah, awesome. So I think what makes these products so awesome is my search for perfection for myself, basically. So what happened is when we left the Hippocrates Health Institute, they told us emphatically, look, if you're not juicing these green juices twice a day, you're not on the Hippocrates protocol, and don't expect the results that we're talking about here.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I gotta do.
Was this when you had problems, physical problems, ailments, and your friend was?
Oh yeah. My friend had cancer. I was a mess. I was 30 pounds overweight, skin issues, digestive tract issues.
Right.
Just had an organ removed. Wasn't sleeping well. I was, pooping rocks with blood coming out.
Right.
It was not a good deal, but I didn't tell nobody about it.
Yeah.
So when we left there, one of the classes there was about supplementation and how important it is today to supplement more than ever, simply because the soils have been farmed out. I mean, 85% of the nutrients are gone.
Minerals are gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So you might think that, well, I'm going to go start buying organic. I'm going to spend a little bit more, and that's going to be good for my family. Yeah, it's going to taste better and all that, but it's still grown in the same soils, guys. They're 85% deficient. Unless you know who your farmer is, and you know what his planting practices are, or the ingredients from your products and what the planting practices were for that farmer, you cannot ensure the quality and the nutritional value of that product. It's just not going to happen. So I started looking into supplements, and I found out that 91% of the supplements on the market are chemicals.
Right.
And 85% of those are actually made by the same pharmaceutical companies that most of us disdain. So most of your supplements in your stores today are actually made by pharmaceutical companies, which is crazy.
Complete waste of time.
And they'll slap a label on there and say, it's this guy or this gal's, running through the tulips, and they're, like you said, a flower child, and we have the best. And you have to look out for the advertising. I tell all my clients, never look at the front of a label. The only thing that matters is the ingredients and the other ingredients. That's it. We look at those. I mean, like I said, I have people just text me the ingredients and the other ingredients, and I can tell very quickly whether you've got a good product or not.
Right.
So my journey then, I'm like, okay, if 91% are bad, then I need to get the other 8 or 9% that are good, that are whole food or food-based supplements. So then I started that journey and sifting through different companies and finally finding a couple that I liked and that had good products, and I started taking those. But then what happened was that company's board of directors would make a decision, and they'd put some crap ingredient in there.
Fillers and other stuff.
Yeah, binders and just bad stuff that's not good for your health. I'd have to switch and keep doing my research. Finally, I had this one protein powder that I'd been taking. I'll leave the company's name nameless. Loved it. It was part of my program when I'm teaching these health classes. I always finish them off with these things. I call them my Choco Maca mudslides. And they're ridiculously amazing. No sugar, hardly at all. And I looked in there, and there's xanthan gum, and I'm like, what? And see, I was so, it's like, that wasn't on there before, and they slipped it in, It's mutated corn syrup fermented in bacteria. Now, who wants to eat that for dinner?
Right.
That's disgusting. And what do they put in there? They put in there as a cheap emulsifier, so when you shake up your drink, it doesn't separate, because heaven forbid an American's got to shake his protein shake twice. Right? I mean, it's insane. So I threw the tub away and said, that's it. I'm going to get my own chemist. And I made a bunch of phone calls to my contacts. I found this old 70-year-old dude he almost healed himself from bipolar disorder through his own supplements and formulations.
Okay.
And I started getting them from him. And for 3 years, that's what transpired until I met Dr. Scott Treadway, who's now my current formulator, 35-year veteran, one of the best plant-based formulators on the planet, literally. He's got an amazing story, and now we have products that and the ingredients that I can trust. They're not going to change because I'm in control. I just started my own company. That's what it is. Like, screw it. I can't trust them anymore. You know.
That's taking frustration to a whole new level.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. And you know, it's like I have coaches too that are coaching me on the marketing aspect of it, and they own supplement companies, and they're really, I mean, one guy's got 350,000 clients. Okay,
wow,
that's a lot of clients. It's a big company. He's got a doctor on board and everything.
Yeah.
But he's not into it as much as I am. You know, it's like the other ingredients that we were talking about, like silica is an example, guys. If you see silica as an other ingredient, that's sand. It's sand. And what
sand's not good for you?
No, they use it so they use it so it goes through their machines faster. Well, that's good for production speeds and money, but it's not good for your health. That's going to cause hardening of your arteries. How many people have heart disease already and have problems? Yeah. It's going to cause gallstones and kidney stones. You want to have your gallstone, you want to have your gallbladder removed, and it can be from taking a product that you're taking. You're paying your good money to boost your health so you can have good health and your ideal health, and then all of a sudden you have to get your gallstones removed because you've been consuming silica for 12 years on that product.
Yeah.
You see, I think that is morally incorrect. And you can see on the back of my stuff, it says no magnesium stearate, no silicon dioxide, and no dicalcium phosphate.
Okay.
There's a lot of no's out there, but I put the top 3 that are in most of the products out there today to start educating people so they'll look at it and go, no magnesium stearate. Well, obviously that's bad. It's in red. It says no. Yeah. Then they can go look at their product. They're like, oh, magnesium stearate. Oh, crap.
Right.
It's in mine. What's that? Well, magnesium stearate can come from cow bones, right? And where are those cows coming from? What are they eating? Well, they're probably eating genetically modified food. They're living in these poor animal husbandry situations where they're standing in their own feces and urine 8 inches deep for their entire life. It's nasty. And these cows that die are feeding some of the cows back to the cows and the chickens.
Right.
I mean, it's a nasty thing. I don't want that in my product.
Understand.
So, you know, we look for sustainability. We look for fair trade for the people in different countries where we're getting some of this, some of the farmers that we work with. We want to make sure that there's no heavy metals in the product because that's pretty rampant today because it's just heavy metals everywhere with aluminum.
Yeah.
And that's probably on your show. There's just so many problems with our ecosystem today. You have to be like Sherlock Holmes to make sure nothing's wrong. And then after you get the good ingredients, you have to make sure you're working with a lab that's not going to put other ingredients in simply for their benefit, not for your clients. You have to know all the ingredients and you have to know the other ingredients. And I'll give you guys a quick tip. For those of you that have multivitamins, or vitamin C is like one of the biggest sales out there for vitamins. Look at it where it says vitamin C, and then in parentheses behind it, if it says absorbic acid, then that means you're ingesting a chemical. That was synthesized in a lab, and that has a 25% 100 profit margin. Now, you think you go into Walmart and you're getting your vitamin C because it's cheap and Walmart has lower prices. But the company that made that still made a 100% profit margin. How many businesses, Pat, have you had that have had a 100% profit margin?
Yeah, 0.
How close are you to a 100% profit margin in any of your businesses?
No, besides winning the lottery, it's just not happening.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
A business is lucky to be anywhere from 8 to 12%, maybe 15% profit margin. Right. 2,500%. Who is that? Well, it's pharmaceutical companies. They're making money hand over fist. And you're buying a vitamin C to help. Why are you buying it?
To be healthy.
To be healthy. But you bought a synthesized version because it's absorbic acid. It's a laboratory-made deal. And what it does is it's actually going to lower your immune system and make you sick. That's what's going to happen. So when you're buying vitamin C, you want it to say in parentheses behind it, from the Arceola cherry or from the almond berry, which is what we use, one of the highest known sources of vitamin C on the planet. That way it's not this singular synthesized component coming into the body that your body's going to have to attack like it's an invader, lowering your immune system. It comes in like a Mozart symphony, like the woodwinds and the horns and the strings. It all comes in at once with all its bioflavonoids and all these other cofactors and all the phytonutrients, and it comes in your body, just takes it on in and uses it, and that is how you're going to boost your immune system. So that's one of the things that separates us. Another thing is, like, I want to talk about Green 85, is that when you're making powders, a lot of companies want the powder to stir up very easily. That's great, but if you make the powder too fine, you're going to actually denature the nutrients. So we've taken the powder down as fine as we can without really destroying a lot of nutrients. So that makes sense, and nobody's really even talking about that.
I've been letting people try the powder, and they love it. They absolutely love it. And these are people that have done greens for a lot of years, and they go, wow, it tastes great. And it really does.
Yeah, and this is got Dr. Treadway and I both worked on this. This took over a year and a half, and a lot of going back and forth. And we're always, the new one coming out, we made a couple little changes. So we're always going to be tweaking and learning what do we know now, and what can we do better next time to improve things. So this is a very well thought out formula, and with his knowledge is like, you think that I know a lot about nutrition. I know nothing compared to this guy. He's my mentor.
You don't want to be the smartest guy in the room, right?
Yeah. It ain't happening. I just want results. That's what I've always looked for. I want results. I want results for me. I want results for my clients. And I want to have products that I put in my body, my wife's body, my children's body, my friend's body, that I can feel good about, that I know I'm actually doing something good for them. Right. And that's, I don't think there's any, I couldn't do it any other way. I mean, I couldn't sleep at night. So if for those of you looking for a brand that you can trust, that has somebody behind it that you can trust, and that's us. That's us over here at Chemical Free Body.
That's about as good an answer as I could have gotten on that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.